What up, though, y'all? It's Chris, broadcasting to you from the D, and I got an update for y'all. One of the food stamp self-snitching situations. This situation, it devolved much faster than I thought it would. So there was the one lady who was very smug, bragging about how she applied for food stamps. She was lying, claiming that she was homeless and that she had kids and that she didn't have a job, nobody would hire her, yada yada yada. You know, she really laid the BS on thick when it came to her situation being bad. And so she was getting food stamps, and she like, whatever, like, y'all need to start lying. As I expected, some people who saw that video took issue with it, because the thing is, nothing frustrates you more than being a person who pays into the system and you are struggling to make ends meet yourself, and then you have somebody like this who is taking advantage of the system that you're paying into. So you need help, but you make too much to get help. So you don't make enough to make ends meet, really, or struggling to make ends meet, but you make too much to qualify for any sort of assistance. There's a lot of people that fit into that range, and they're paying into the system, and you have people like this who are just sitting back taking advantage of it. They can afford to support their lifestyle. You know, this young lady, she was an attractive woman, a little bit on the chubby side, but she was an attractive woman. She had her hair done up nice. She had on lashes. You know, she didn't look like she was anybody struggling at all. So to me, it looked like you can afford your lifestyle. But she said she's going to get whatever if it's free. So she wants it, and she was unapologetic of this. As I said, people who watched that video took issue with it, and they reported her. She got reached out to, and originally her energy shifted some, but it wasn't as much as you would think. So she's like, look, y'all, you know, I got contacted about fraud, about lying on my food stamp application. And she said she owes $35,000. So she has to pay them back $35,000. She said y'all should have knew that she was just playing, that people be coming on here just talking, you know, this and that, and she was just kidding, but everything ain't for the internet. Y'all don't put everything on the internet, yada yada yada. Nah, man, there ain't no just playing if they talking about you gotta pay them back 35 G's. They discovered some BS. All right, period. They discovered some BS. So she does another follow-up video, and she says this time it's because people were requesting a story time. So you've already gotten in trouble for saying too much on the internet. And your solution to this is to jump online and divulge more information about the situation that you're in trouble for. I mean, just the limited information you put out there got you screwed. So you about to come out here and drop the dime on yourself entirely. That's what I'm saying, man. You don't have to say this too much about dudes. It's really about these chicks. Y'all need to shut up. Y'all talk too damn much. Y'all put too damn much information in detail about y'all lives on social media. Shut up. I have no idea what it is about females and this strong desire to put all your business online, to make all your business public. But y'all got to start fighting that urge, because it's reached the point of extreme self-snitching You didn't went online and share business that nobody asked you for, to the point to where you now in trouble to the tune of having to pay back 35 G's, and you about to get on here and run your mouth even more about the situation. You ain't learned a damn thing. So the woman gets on here and she admits she has a job, she doesn't have any kids, she's not homeless, which we already knew she wasn't homeless because she was talking about she lived in some 3-bedroom place before. But people reached out to her. They said they looked into her situation and they learned that she's working. And at first she trying to play dumb. Well, I don't know where you got this information from, yada yada. Apparently they was able to present some receipts and some information, basically like, we not stupid. The jig is up. So she is upset she got caught, it seemed like. She said she admit what she did was wrong, but at the same time really didn't seem all that remorseful. She still think that because the stuff was free that she should take advantage of it. So look, man, if you're going to have this sort of attitude, you especially got to master shutting up. For real. You cannot be bragging about exploiting the system, especially right now. All right. A lot of people out here that's been living similar to the way this woman have been, they're going to have a lot of problems moving forward. Trump talking about adjusting Section 8, that look like that's going to be a thing. I mean, it's not in place yet, but it's really looking like that's going to become a thing. Trump is also talking about adjusting food benefits. All right. Some places are already talking about changing food benefits to where you can't buy soda and chips and whatever else. But other places, and this is if this passes, man, forget about the fact that you ain't gonna be able to buy your pop and chips and Snickers. Your stuff is gonna be cut off or greatly reduced, and you're going to get a time limit. These benefit programs, they are to assist a person with a helping hand if they need it, not to become a crutch for your lifestyle. A lifestyle you want to live that you don't want to work for. I mean, so many people, they want to live a certain way, but they don't want to work for it. They want to supplement what they're not earning by taking advantage of government assistance. And it's funny because it's always women that I see doing this, because they don't really give out government assistance to men. If you are a man that's able-bodied, you can kick rocks. You got to go out there and do what you got to do. See, men, the consequences are different for us. If we don't go out and hustle, the streets is waiting for us. That's why whenever you see somebody homeless, 9 out of 10 times, maybe 9.5 out of 10 times, it's going to be a man. How often do you see a homeless woman? That's what I'm saying. The streets is waiting for us if we don't get out there and hustle. Women can tap into all types of programs designed just for them to save them from their bad decisions. It just really aids with the whole no accountability aspect. It's not my fault. It's not your fault. I mean, you making bad decisions every day. When something good happens, you own that. But when something bad happens, it's not my fault. It's not your fault. It's nobody's fault. Or, it's Trump's fault. It somehow becomes his fault or whatever. You've been making the same bad choices for the last 2 decades, but it's somehow any politician's fault. Not just Trump. It's somehow any politician's fault. It's not yours. So there was some accountability here with her saying that she did wrong, but not completely. She still seemed like she didn't feel bad about it, like she deserves to get a cut of it because it's free. Heaven help her, man, for real. And if she got to pay back 35 racks, that tells me that she's been taking advantage of this for a long time. So she's been taking advantage of this, and it's been a considerable amount of resources over a considerable length of time. Couldn't have happened to a better person. I'm going to leave it there, though, y'all. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. And hit me in them comments. I'll holler at y'all soon. Peace.